No answer default against that.
Afternoon. This is call number 2020-53851. In the interest of Ruby, Emmanuel, and Ashley Poole, please raise your right hand to be sworn, ma'am. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Please state your name and your relationship to the children.
Lakeisha Monique Poole, the mother of all three children, Ruby, Emmanuel, and Ashley Poole.
All right. For the state,
Marcella Turner.
court will note that the non-custodial parent father is Joseph Dural Poole. Mr. Poole was served on November 10th, 2020 at 9:50 a.m. at 2402 Bamelwood Drive, apartment 923 in Houston, Harris County, Texas. He's not filed an answer. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. And this is strictly a no answer default.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Let's proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the state would like to call Ms. Poole. Ms. Poole, what are the names of the children before the court today and their ages? As you list each child, could you give their age?
Yes. Ruby Latrice Poole, age 17. Emmanuel Isaiah Poole, age 15. Ashley Marie Poole, age 13.
Okay. And the children, they currently reside with you, is that correct?
Correct.
And do you recall Mr. Poole signing an acknowledgement of paternity for Ruby Latrice Poole?
It was just the birth certificate, so it had been done the day she was born at the hospital.
Okay. And you signed that as well, is that also correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time of Emmanuel and Ashley's conception, were you sexually involved with anyone else other than Mr. Poole?
No, ma'am.
And are you currently married? And if yes, who to?
I'm currently married to Joseph Darrell Poole.
And Emmanuel and Ashley, I'm sorry, and when were you and Mr. Poole married?
We was married February 6th, 2020, 2012.
Okay, so Emmanuel and Ashley were born prior to the marriage, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. All three were.
Okay, and are you asking this court to establish the fact that Mr. Poole is in fact the legal father of Emmanuel and Ashley Poole?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking this court to order that both you and Mr. Poole be appointed as joint managing conservators of these children where you will share the same rights equally?
Yes, ma'am.
And to your knowledge, is Mr. Poole currently living in Harris County, or are you unsure as to where he's living?
I'm unsure at this time of where he's living.
Okay. And as a result of you being uncertain as to whether or not he is actually living in Harris County, are you asking this court to designate you as the conservator who determines the children's residence without regard to geographic location?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Mr. Poole, has he ever had the children over for overnight visitation before?
Yes, ma'am.
And during that time period, were you allowed to communicate with the children while the children are with him?
No, ma'am.
And why is that?
He takes their phones, and all of them are teenagers, so that's unacceptable. He takes their phone as soon as he picks them up.
Okay. And are you asking this court to order a standard possession and access schedule for visitation purposes for these three children?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you also asking this court to order to make electronic communication orders so that you're able to communicate with the children when they're with the father?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that due to the previous issues you've had with being able to communicate with the children?
Yes, because I have no address or phone number to contact him, or I'm unable to call their phones because he have took them. So I feel unsafe because I don't know where my children are when they leave to go with him.
Okay. And to your knowledge, or do you know whether or not Mr. Poole is currently employed?
He's currently employed. 2 days ago, he spoke with his daughter Ruby on a video game and said he was on his way to work. He'll call and check on her later.
Okay, and were you able to provide any proof of what he's actually earning, or whether or not it's under the table, or if he's actually being paid through direct deposit? Were you able to provide that today?
No, ma'am.
And did you speak with myself in regards to the child support being based off of the information that we actually have available on today?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that after an investigation was conducted, we were unable to find any employment information for Mr. Poole. Is that also correct?
Yes, ma'am.
To your knowledge, does Mr. Poole have any other children other than these three children that either live with him or he has a child support order for?
No, ma'am.
And are you asking, I'm sorry, and is there private medical or dental insurance available for these children right now?
No, ma'am.
But they do have some sort of insurance available?
They have Medicaid.
Okay. And are you asking this court to order cash medical support in the amount of $113 beginning April 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking this court to order current child support in the amount of $308 beginning April 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And what month, date, and year did you and Mr. Poole cease to live together as a family unit?
July 3rd, 2019.
And since July 3rd of 2019, has Mr. Poole provided financially for these three children?
No, ma'am.
And since that time period, to your knowledge, has Mr. Poole been incarcerated?
No, ma'am.
And to your knowledge, during that time period, did Mr. Poole ever have these three children for an extended period of time, for like months at a time?
No, ma'am.
And are you requesting retroactive child support, also known as back child support, from that date up until today's date?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking this court to enter a judgment for roughly about 21 months of retroactive child support in the amount of $6,468 as of today's date, March 15th of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking that this court order that the payout on that judgment be $83 beginning April 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are not seeking retroactive medical or dental support, is that also correct?
Correct.
And if the court orders court cost in this matter, are you asking this court to order that the court cost be Mr. Poole?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe this order to be in the best interest of your three children?
Correct.
And are you asking this court to approve this default order?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions for the witness. I'll pass the witness.
All right, the court will approve the order.